Hi, I'm Lori Fangio. Welcome to my kitchen in McKinney, Texas. I've had such a good time the past few weeks participating in the Real Women of Philadelphia contest. It has been so much fun preparing all kinds of wonderful treats from the kitchen. I'm going to try not to cry. This is my last recipe today, and I know my friends and family are going to cry a tear or two as well because they've enjoyed tasting all of the yummy treats coming out of my kitchen. Today I'm going to be making my Peachy Keen Tarts, and they're made with a creamy filling and yummy peaches, and they're just amazing. And also they're really easy, so I'm going to get started right now. Here's how you do it. All you do is you start with a 16-ounce bag of frozen peaches. Now to that I'm going to add half a cup of sugar, just plain old white sugar. I'm going to add a teaspoon of vanilla just to give it a little bit of flavor. And then I'm going to add just a little bit of lemon zest. And what this is going to do is just add such a freshness. You're not going to really taste lemons because you're only going to put in about half a teaspoon. You're not really going to taste lemons, but it's just going to really kind of give a citrus finish on the end when you take a bite. You're not even really going to know it's there, but trust me, it's going to make a difference. So all we're going to do is mix that up, and we're going to let the peaches kind of absorb that sugar and melt the sugar while we do the rest of our prep. And so we're just going to stir that well, and we're going to put it over here. Now, I want to get the filling prepared, and for the filling, I've used 1 8-ounce package of Philadelphia cream cheese. And I'm using the full fat today because it's really yummy and it's delicious. You can use the third less fat if you want. To this I'm adding half a cup of confectioner sugar and half a teaspoon of cinnamon. And that cinnamon, again, you're not necessarily going to taste the cinnamon in this dish. It just gives a little bit more depth of flavor. And in order, you can see how easy this is coming together. It's really, really easy because what I did was I took my cream cheese and I put it in the microwave for about 20 or 30 seconds. I didn't melt it, but I just softened it so it would take that cream cheese really easy. Unfortunately, my little hand mixer has gone on the fritz, so I'm just doing this by hand today. Okay, so I'm going to put that over there, and then now for the pastry part of our tarts. Now, today I'm going to do 6 individual tarts, but you could easily do only 1 tart if you want, and it's actually a little faster that way. What I have here is puff pastry, just store-bought puff pastry that is wonderful, and I let it thaw out in the refrigerator overnight, and I've just opened it up. As you can see, I put just a tiny bit of flour. You don't want to give this too much flour because you don't want to taste flour when you bite into this. You want just the butteriness of the pastry. That's what I love about puff pastry, is that it is just so buttery. And you can see I'm using my cute little rolling pin. Pink is my favorite color. And I'm just rolling in one direction because I'm wanting to extend my rectangle. I want a larger rectangle. And this is about right because I'm going to cut this piece of puff pastry into 6 squares, and then that is what is going to fill my tart dishes. So to do that, I'm just going to use my handy dandy pizza cutter, and I'm just going to cut my rows just like that. Okay, and you can see it's not perfect, but that's okay. Alright, so we're just going to put that aside, and then I have my cute little tart pans here, and they are a non-stick finish, but this is really, really sweet, and if some of the sugar leaks out from the peaches, you don't want it to stick. So I'm still going to spray with non-stick cooking spray. And then I'm just going to take my pastry dough like this, and I'm just going to work on one at a time here so you can see. And I'll do 2, and you'll see how easy this is to do. I'm just going to put my pastry down in the bottom of this tart pan, just like this, and it's okay if it doesn't go all the way to the edge. It's fine. This is going to be kind of a rustic tart. And what I want to be sure I do, because this is puff pastry, when you bake it, typically it puffs up. That's why they call it puff pastry. So what we want to do is we want to just dock the bottom like that, so this part of the pastry won't rise up. Okay, so now all we do is we take a nice big spoonful of the yummy Philadelphia cream cheese mixture, and we're just going to divide this equally between all 6. And my mouth is watering just thinking about this. So good. And then we are going to take some peaches, and I'm just going to give them one quick stir. Incidentally, I noticed today here in McKinney, when I went to the grocery store, that our peaches, we just got our first shipment of peaches, but they're still really hard, and I don't trust the peaches at the store until we're really in peach season. If you want to make this with fresh peaches, it would be amazing. You want to buy about 3 pounds, and you want to blanch your peaches just in some hot boiling water. Just put them in for about 30 seconds and then put them right into an ice bath. And how I like to get the skin off is I just put them into then some paper towels and I rub, and the paper towels pull the skin off, and then you can just slice your peaches. So I plan on making this again when peaches are really ripe and good here in my town. I'm going to go to the farmer's market for some of those. Okay, so now I'm just going to take and put some of this sugar and peach mixture into the tart, just like that. And then what I like to do before I put this onto my baking pan is I just fold the corners over. And I think it makes it kind of a rustic look and really, really cute when they come out of the oven. So I'm going to go ahead and make one more, and then I'm going to get these popped into the oven. Now, you want to bake these at 425 degrees, and the edges of the pastry are going to get nice and puffed up, and that cream cheese is going to be all melty. I made these, I was testing this recipe last night, and I made these and served these to my family after dinner. And I was so happy because it's been so long since I've made a dessert that everybody could agree on. I have that cream cheese filling for my son, the fresh peaches for my daughter, and my husband doesn't care as long as there's dessert. He's happy. So that's all there is to it. Just fold the corners over like this. You don't seal it up. You just leave them loose like this, pop them into the oven, and when I come back, I'm going to show you how great they look when they come out of the oven. Okay, well, it's been 25 minutes, and my Peachy Keen Tarts have come out of the oven. And you can see they're beautiful, they're cute. I can't resist, I've got to try it. Let's see how it tastes. That cream cheese is so sweet, it's so creamy, and that little bit of lemon in the peaches really makes all the difference. You know, I have to tell you, it's funny because my children came in from school in the time that the Peachy Keen Tarts were in the oven, and they were very excited that they get to have them for dinner, for dessert again tonight. I hope you'll try this recipe soon, and absolutely use Philadelphia cream cheese. It makes all the difference.